Welcome, my dear learners, to today's exciting episode on this very channel. Remember, we are still on set and we are looking at what the two set level. So we have a question at hand. Let's go through it and then let's start with it. In a survey of reading habits of 100 students showed that 30 read both comics and novels, 10 read neither comics nor novels, and twice as many students read comics as read what novels. So our task is to illustrate the information on the Venn diagram and then how many students read novels and then how many students read comics only. So these are questions for the day and then we are going to solve it. So as I've been saying, the first thing that you're supposed to do when you are being presented with questions of this nature is to write down the vital information from the question. So from the question, we can say that we have our universal set, the number of students in the survey. We have how many students? We have 100 students. And then we are talking about what? Comics. So let's see represent comics. So number of students who read comics. Let's N represent what? Novels. So number of students who reads novels. And then we have number of students who read comics. And then what? Novels. And then we have number of students who do not read neither comics nor novels. And that is that. So let's add the figures to it. So we have 30 read comics, both comics and novels. So 30 read both comics and then novels. And then 10 read neither comics nor novels. Neither comics nor novels. So we have 10. And then we are left with 2. And twice as many students who read comics has read novels. Twice as many students who read comics. So we are going to let S represent the number of students who read novels and twice as many students has read what? Comics. So we have 2x. Now we have the vital information from the question. We can go on to draw our Venn diagram, right? Good. So we are saying that the number of students who read comics, we have 2x. And then the number of students who read novels, we have what? X. And then we have comics, the number of students who read comics and novels, we have what? 30. That is the intersection. So we are going to represent 30 as the intersection. And then we have the comics only. Now we are looking for comics only. So we are going to subtract the 30 from what? 2x. And then we are looking for novel only. We are going to subtract 30 from what? X. Good. And then we have some students in the class who do not read comics and then novels. So we have 10 students. So that is the first question. We have to illustrate it on a Venn diagram, and that is what this. So we are done with the first one. Now the next question says, how many students read novels? How many students read novels? So before we can find the novels, which is X, what we are going to do is that we are going to sum all the regions together and then equate it towards the number of students in the class. Okay, so we have number of students in the survey or in the class is equal to number of students who read comics only plus the number of students who read novels only plus the number of students who read both comics and then what? Novels, and then plus what? The number of students who read neither comics nor novel. So we know that the number of students in the survey, we have 100. Comics only, it is this region, so we have 2x minus what? 30. Then we have plus novels only, we have x minus what? 30. Then we have the intersection plus 30 plus what? 10. So what is left is a matter of just addition and subtraction. So we have 2x. Let's see if some can cancel. Minus 30 plus 30 will go. So this and that will give us 0. 2x plus what? X plus what? This will give us, sorry, minus 20. Sorry, minus 20. Now we have 2x plus x will give us what? 3x. So we have 100x plus 20 is equal to what? 3x. So this will give us 120 is equal to 3x. You can see that dividing both sides by 3, both sides by 3. So we have our x is equal to what? 40. Good, 40. So the number of students who reads what? Novels is what? 40 students. So that is what? X. So the number of students who read novels is what? 40 students. Now let's move on to the next question. We have to find what? The number of students who read comics. Comics. So the number of students who read comics only. So where is comics only? This is what? Comics only. So we are going to have 2x minus what? 30. And we already know that our x is equal to what? 40. So we have 2 multiplying 40 minus what? 30. So we have 2 times 40 will give us 80 minus what? 30. And at the end we have what? 50 students. So the number of students who read comics only, we are having how many students? 50 students. If the question continues to ask you to find the number of students who read novels only, then it's going to be what? X minus 30. So novels only. So we have our x to be 40 minus 30, and then we have our answer to be what? 10 students who read only comics, and that is that for this particular question. It is as easy as A, B, C, D. Let's take our next question. So we have our second example. It reads, or let's read it together. In a class of 50 students, 1 over 5 of them study biology only, 3 over 5 of them study chemistry only, and 10% of them study neither subjects. We have to represent the information on the Venn diagram. How many students study both subjects, and then how many students study chemistry. So this is our second example. Let's solve it. So what we are supposed to do is to write down or fish out the vital information from the question, right? So we have our NU, number of students in the class. We have how many students? 50 students. And then let's B, number of students who offer biology only. Biology only. And then let's C, represent the number of students who offer chemistry. Chemistry only. So we have the number of students who offer biology only. We have 1 over 5. And the number of students who offer chemistry only, we have 3 over what? 10. And then the number of students who offer neither biology nor chemistry is what? 10%. So we have to represent the formation of the Venn diagram. Now you realize that all the number of students has been represented with what? Fraction. So we have to find the number of students that offer biology only, chemistry only, and then neither biology or chemistry only. So the question says that 1 over 5 of them study biology. So 1 out of 5 of what? Of the students in the class. So we are going to have times what? 50, because the question says 1/5 of them study biology. So of them means times what? The number of students in the class. So that is that. So when you do your algebra, you are going to get what? 10, right? So the number of students who offer biology only, we have what? 10 students. Then we also have 3/10 of the students. So 3 out of 10 of the students. So of the students. So that's what times 50. And this gives us what? 15, right? Good. And then we also said that 10% of the students. So 10% of. So 10% means 10/100 of what? Of the total number of students in the class. So when you do your algebra, you are getting what? 5. So the number of students who offer biology only, we have 10 students. The number of students who offer chemistry only, we have 15 students. And then the number of students who offer neither biology nor chemistry, we have 5 students. Now that we have these numbers, we can represent them on the Venn diagram. Now let X represent the number of students who offer biology and chemistry. So let's call it X. Now, biology only. So the region for biology only is this particular region. So this is what? Biology only. So we are not going to subtract S from it. We are just going to put the whole of 10 there because we are saying biology only. And this region represents biology only. And this region represents chemistry only. So we are just going to write the whole of this 15 as this particular region. We are not going to subtract S from it. Good. So we have 15. And then the number of students who offer neither biology or chemistry, we have 5 students, and that is going to be this part. Now, that is that for the Venn diagram. Now, we are to find the number of students who offer both subjects. So, we want to look for the number of students who offer both subjects, that is biology and chemistry. So, we know that before we can find that, we know that the summation of all the regions will be equal to what? The number of students in the class. So, we are going to have 50 is equal to 10 plus x plus what? 15 plus 5. Good. So we have 50 is equal to 10 plus, this will give us 20, 30. We have 30 plus what? X. So you can say our x is equal to 50 minus what? 30. So the number of students who offer both biology and chemistry, we have what? 20 students. So that is I. And this is what? I. Now let's move on to the last question. We have to find the number of students who read chemistry. So we have chemistry, I. Chemistry. Now we know that the whole of this region, the whole is for what? Is for chemistry. So to find the number of students who read chemistry, we are going to add this to this region. So we are going to have x plus what? 15. And we have already established that our x is equal to how many students? 20 students. So plus 15. And that gives us what? 35 students. So the number of students who read chemistry, we have how many students? 35 students. Now what about the number of students who read biology? So it means that the whole of this circle is for what? Biology. So to find the number of students who read biology, so let's add another question. Biology, we are going to have 10 plus what? X. And that gives us 10 plus what? 20. So we have what? 30. So the number of students who read biology, we have 30 students. So we can add it, 30 students. And then we have here to be 35 students. And that is that for the question 2.